Hello everybody and welcome back. So this is the second edition of Retouching with JKG, and today I'm going to be showing you an intermediate level way of retouching. So first and foremost, we are going to open up Photoshop. So we're going to create a layer. So Command J for our layers. Command J. That creates a layer. Now the reason why you do this is that you want to make sure that anything you do to this layer is only gets done to this layer basically. And if you wanted to remove anything, you could always take it off. So I think working in layers is a really good way to make sure you're keeping each thing very separated. So yeah, so first and foremost, we are going to look at our image and see what needs to be done. So we can see that there's a few things here and some little aspects here. We're going to use the patch tool, if you click on this, and we're going to start to work around the face to remove any blemishes. Now all this does is just allows you to then have a more smoother application when it comes down to the more retouching side of things. You can also get rid of sort of creases under the eyes. So again, I might remove those. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can see before, after, not much has really changed. So we're going to create a new layer. So we're going to call this layer blemishes. We are now going to create a new layer. And we're going to name this one skin. We're going to get a paintbrush. And we're going to have the opacity at 19, our flow at 19, and smoothing at 10%. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enlarge our pen maybe to say 180 pixels, let's say. We're going to press our option and then press it to find our pinpoint. So here we go. And you're gradually going to paint over the skin to create a smooth application. So you want to do this very slowly, because even though we are painting, you want to make sure that you're not losing any texture when doing so. So our burn tool, I like to do on the midtones at 8%, and we're literally going to go over those areas that we may have lost with our earlier steps. So around the eyelashes, you can really see around here. And then I'm going to get a bigger brush and literally just around the cheeks, not too much, just a nice, lovely, and around here. And again, you can really start to see that that's coming together really nicely. And then now we can go to our sharpen tool. And the same thing again. We're going to go over those areas that may have been lost in editing. And again, you can start to see that the eyes are really coming out now, which is beautiful. So we're finished with that. That is our skin. We're gonna create a new layer. So next thing I want to do is the background. And very simple again. We'll use a quick selection tool. So you can press where it says select subject, which obviously will make it a little bit easier. So if we select subject, as you can see, it selected the subject, but we want the background. So we are going to right click on that and then go to select inverse. And what that's now done is selected the background. And I think what we want to focus on is the brightness of the background. So we are going to go to our adjustments. Stunning. So you can see here that there's a highest point is on the right hand side, which we could already see, and our lower points was on the left, so it's a lot darker on our left side. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a pin here, and we're going to go like this. So what that does is it basically just balances out both sides. So now we've got a very nice clean image And then gradually I will lift this section here. Beautiful. So I'm super happy with that. Now I want to go into sort of color grading now. But we're going to do a nice soft light. And then we're going to reduce the opacity. Again, getting a nice hint. I go to my yellows. And just start to tweak those sections here. And then I also want to go to add another curves again. But this time is to add some tones. So you can start to see you got a nice darkened tone. I don't want it too dark, so I'm going to reduce the opacity just slightly. Color balance, opacity slightly, just a little bit. And again, we're starting to see a really beautiful image coming together. As you can see, we've sharpened those eyes beautifully. The skin still looks very, very natural. But yeah, I always like to make sure that it looks good from a zoomed away as well as zoomed in as well. Next thing that we'll do is create a new layer. And 1.9 pixels, linear, light, and reduce. Just adding those really nice sharp tones back in. I'm going to go to a dodge, and this is just to brighten up certain areas where maybe a little bit darker than we would like. So maybe just under the eyes, around here. You can start to really manipulate this makeup now, play around with it. The whites of the eye. I also like to really add a little highlight just under the eyebrow as well. Beautiful. Again, a nice little one on the nose, on the highlight sections here. Lovely. We're going to do the same thing again. Here we really want to work with texture. So we're going to go straight into our paintbrush, and we're just going to go over very lightly, smoothing out certain areas very lightly, under the eyes very nicely. You could even use like a bigger brush if you wanted to not get too intricate and you just want to go over it smoothly. Gorgeous. Without, with. This is really nice. I really like this. So we're going to create another layer for our burn tool. Go over the lashes. Do the background like we did before. Go to our quick selection tool, select subject. We're going to select inverse, go to our curves, and the same thing again. Lovely. So you can really see how the curves now are being added in, but we don't want it too harsh, so we're going to go 30%, I would say. Lovely. So without, with. So now we want to add maybe a little bit of color to this. Just adding that in. Gradient map again. Let's go for oranges. So that's before and that's after. Images, we have this one and we have this one. So there you have it. Next video is going to be advanced, and I hope everyone locks in because this one is going to be super, super interesting. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.